Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you are physically healthy and mentally happy. So before we start the actual class, so we can discuss a little bit about meditation. So we have been, we really talk, many people talks about meditation. Meditation also is a very important. So if we don't know how to do meditation, then the meditation cannot bring any happiness in your minds. If you don't know how to do meditation, the meditation cannot, control the negative thoughts. Therefore, beginning of the meditation, we must learn how to do the proper meditations. What Buddha said in the most of the teaching, first, you listen the teaching. Second, reflect on the meaning. Third, familiarize with the meaning. This is how, how we need to do meditation. The first step, we need to study how to do meditation. Therefore, we need to listen, instruction from the experienced guru, teacher, and master. Also, we can learn, the stillness, from teaching how to do meditation. After we listen, after we study about how to do meditation, then we need to think, constantly how to do meditation. What does mean meditation? After, reflect on the how to do meditation, then next, the most important, we need to do meditation. Generally, the breathing meditation is a very popular. Many people do the breathing meditation, they just observe or focus on their breath. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. Many people think the breathing, focus on the breath is the actual meditation. Actually, it is not. The breathing meditation, focus on or on breath, is the, like a key to enter into meditation. Therefore, beginning of our daily meditation, the first, you sit comfortably. Doesn't matter, you sit on the chair, on the bed, on the cushion, on the ground. The sitting place is not important. Most important, we need to sit comfortably, because we're going to do meditation, 20 or 30 or maybe 1 hour. Therefore, sitting comfortably is very important. Then many people are very much, concerned how the hand mudra, how we should, keep the hands, which posture, left and right, and like this. Those also not that important. So you can put your hands, on the knee or on the, meditation posture. Then you just focus on your breath until your mind becomes calm, until you control your destruction, the destructive mind. When your mind becomes quite calm, then you need to think, which negative mind is very strong this day, yesterday, day before, last week, today. So you need to check, which negative thought is very strong, which negative thoughts, disturb you. When you realize, one of the negative thoughts is very strong this day with me, also it was very strong yesterday, day before, then the first we need to control the particular negative thoughts. Without controlling the particular negative thoughts, when we try to meditate on, when we practice compassion, doing meditation on compassion, it cannot go in the proper direction because it looks like you are sitting next to the annoying person. One annoying person, sitting next to you, then he or she always, disturb you, that you cannot do meditation. Likewise, without controlling, without reducing the particular negative thoughts, if you try to practice compassion, kindness, tolerance, meditation on meditating on emptiness, all of them, won't go the proper directions. Then here's a question, how we can control, reduce the particular negative thoughts. Then next, you need to think the particular antidotes to control the particular negative thoughts. The anger is, very common negative thoughts, which disturb us almost whole life. If you are, quite angry today, yesterday, day before, last week, since many years, then you need to control the anger to applying the compassion, love, kindness, good heart towards the very particular person, very particular, group of people. When the particular negative thoughts, able to reduce, then all your negative thoughts become quite equal. Not one of them is so strong. Then you do meditation, what meditation you want to do. Then many people know meditation means, like a concentrate towards one chosen object. Mean you need to concentrate. Your mind must concentrate, mean all minds, the energy focus into one chosen object. One chosen object. One chosen object doesn't mean the object of meditation must be only one. No. You can choose all sentient beings, the millions of sentient beings, as an object of meditation. The object has a millions of sentient beings, but we consider these are the chosen object. So your mind only focus on the single object, mean only sentient beings. So your mind concentrates on all sentient beings. Yes, you need to realize the object of meditation. And make sure in your minds, the mind is always absorbed, focused on sentient beings. Because you are going to cultivate love and compassion towards all sentient beings. Then here we have to be very, alert, be alert. Make sure while you are, concentrating on all sentient beings, that time there's no excitement, which is your mind disturbed towards other phenomena. Also make sure that time your mind not become kind of darkness. All sentient being must appeal to the mind very, clearly. The mind only focus to the sentient being, should not let it, disturb, or should not let it focus on other things. Therefore, the excitement is not easy to control. Then another, the serious, obstacle we have. At the beginning, we can see the chosen object very clearly. Then slowly how we lose the strength of the mind. Therefore, we cannot see the chosen object very clearly. So we need to focus, we need to make sure no excitement, then no what we call excitement and laxity. Make sure while you are meditating, the laxity and excitement not around the minds. If you notice, you are supposed to meditate on all sentient beings, generating compassion, but when you analyze, the mind is wondering something else, sentient being, mean the excitement already arise, your mind already distracted. Then again, you must bring the mind back and focus on the chosen object. Then, second important, make sure there's no laxity. Mean the mind still continuously focus on the chosen object, but there's no freshness. There's no kind of, you don't have the energetic mind. The mind becomes very loose. You can focus not so clearly. Then you must have another important practice to have the very freshness and the clear mind. Immediately, you should not continuously meditate. Immediately, you do simple exercise, the mental exercise, not the physical exercise. Physical exercise mean immediately you visualize, sunlight, moonlight. Light is very bright. Then your mind become more fresh, more clear. And then again, you focus on the chosen object. Then many people, have a kind of high expectation. I want to do meditation for 20 minutes. At the beginning, you should not. At the beginning, you must think, I want to do meditation only 1 minute. Then slowly, 2 minutes. Then slowly, continuously, 3-4 minutes. The more you have experience of meditation, the more you can extend the duration. Therefore, doing meditation is the most crucial, the most important. Without doing, meditation, all our Dharma practice, we cannot have any progress. Many of us, we are not really, lacking the knowledge about meditation. So we have enough knowledge how to do meditation. Actually, we are lacking the effort. Therefore, many of you have been doing meditation. You do meditation, then make sure how you enter, how your meditation started. First, the breathing meditation, not the actual meditation. It is the key to enter into the actual meditation. They analyze, which negative thoughts are more stronger and reduce, control the particular negative thoughts, applying the right antidotes. So while you are meditating, make sure that excitement and the laxity not around your minds. Also, you remember why the general mind, focus on the chosen object. At the same time, one of the mind need to analyze, need to aware, make sure that excitement not going to arise. The laxity not going to arise. Therefore, one of the mind need to do introspection. So if you have this, the few factor, that your meditation can be go into the right direction. Then how we know, my daily meditation is, on the right track or the wrong track. Nobody can tell your meditation is right, your meditation is wrong. Only you yourself can tell through your own experience. If your meditation is on the right track, then day by day you can feel your negative thoughts, all of them, particularly, particular negative thoughts is look like disappear. It become weaker. Also, you can feel, day by day, you have a lot of positive thoughts arising, continuously arising. Also, your mind become, very flexible. Generally, when we get angry, so we angry with someone for few days, few weeks, few years, whole life. We never, able to forgiveness to the person. Your mind is not flexible. Anger is always angry with the person. Attachment to someone or something is always attached to them. You're not able to let it go. When you feel, oh, this day I'm quite easy to let it go, let them go, means your meditation is on the right track. And also another, common problem we have. Everybody have a strong motivation, aspiration, practicing Dharma, but we delay our practice. For example, we say, oh, today is Sunday, I have to meet my friends, I have to meet my family, I have to do this and that. So we, neglect our practice today because we say we are busy. So we say we will do tomorrow. And the tomorrow, has come. Also, we do same thing. Oh, today I will be very busy. Today I feel very lazy. Today I feel so tired. So I need resting. I need to rest. I need resting. I need to do some kind of, physical activities. exercise. Also, you delay for tomorrow, and then another tomorrow, day after tomorrow has come, so we delay also. Then finally we say, oh, this year I'm very busy. I will do my practice in next life, next year, maybe after I retire. So we should not be, we should not delay our practice. We must practice every day, every moment. First, we think my practice is very important. Then rest of thing I will do later. Also, I said, the last Sunday, practicing Dharma doesn't mean you need to hold a mala, sit in the meditation posture, and recite mantra. No. Practicing Dharma doesn't mean you need to sit in the meditation posture. No. Practicing Dharma doesn't mean you just sit quietly, you visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Yidam and Dharma protector. No. Practicing Dharma doesn't mean you need to set up huge offering and do all the offering, do recitation, chanting, prostration. No. Actual, the most important Dharma practice is watch your minds. Always need to watch on our minds. How the mind is, acting positively, negatively, neutrally. When we watch our minds, almost 80% our mind act negatively. When the mind act negatively, then all our action became negative actions. All our actions became negative. The verbal action, physical action, mental action become negative. Then we can have a lot of negative result. When we have a lot of negative, consequence, result, effects, then definitely we cannot be happy because we are, surrounded by only negativities. When we watch our minds, when we finally we will notice almost 80% my mental activities are positive, then most of our actions will be positive. All our action, able to act positively, then we are surrounded by a positive energy, positivity things. Then we always feel, calm, happy. Even though, rest of the world, rest of the people are, crying, fighting, arguing, like killing each other, still you're able to remain peacefully. You're able to remain calmly because your mind is acting positively. So when our mind becomes very calm and peace, it doesn't mean you ignore other people suffering. It doesn't you ignore suffering beings. We must put effort, them free from suffering without losing our own peace of mind. Many people, when they, try to do, good things for others, many people lose their peace of mind. Then they become so upset. Therefore, at the beginning, we need to learn how to be calm, how to act, how to take action without losing our the calmness and inner happiness. This means the Dharma, practice Dharma mean watch for 24 hours on our minds. Try to have a more positive thoughts, positive minds, generate positive minds. Finally, we try to have a 100% positive thoughts, then 100% positive action, then no more the negative thoughts, no more negative action. All the negative action we have accumulated, we can purify quite easily. So this I want to say beginning of our today class. Then all the Buddha teachings, teach us the first basic thing, teach us how to free from the lower realms, how to take rebirth continuously into higher realm, like a human being and celestial being. In order to free from the lower realms, continuously take rebirth in the higher realms, simple practice. I mentioned many times, I repeat many times, always practice the 10 virtuous actions. So in order to practice, the 10 virtuous action, we need to know the opposite of the 10 virtuous actions and the consequence of the positive and opposite of the 10 virtuous action. When we think about the consequence, or are very easy to stop engaging into any actions. We always need to think, if I have done this, what the consequence will be. Positive consequence, the consequence will be positive or negative. If we knew the consequence will be the negative, so then we, keep distant or we stop engage into negative actions. The second teaching, Buddha taught us how to, not only how to free from lower realms, how to free from the samsara. Samsara include into the higher kind of realms, the celestial, all kinds of state of the celestial beings. So in order to free from the samsara, again, we must free from the cause of samsara, which is ignorance, attachment, anger, and all the negative actions, all the contaminated positive actions. If we able to free from the root of samsara, which is ignorance, attachment, anger, all the negative action, contaminated positive action, then surely we will be free from the samsara, because there's no more cause, there's no more condition to born into samsara anymore. So how we can be free from the samsara, free from the cause? How we can be free from those causes? Simply, again, practice compassion, practice tolerance, free from anger. Practice ugliness, essenceless, free from attachment, desire. Practice or meditate on selflessness, emptiness, then free from ignorance. If there's no more causes condition, there won't be any more the consequence, which is samsara. Samsara, there's two meanings, the outer samsara, the inner samsara. samsara, which is the inner samsara referred to the place where we were born, where we were live. The place where all sentient beings, exist. The place where all sentient beings remain. The land, the place are some, external samsara. The inner samsara is the contaminated body, the dukkha, which is made of the blood, bone, and flesh. Then also we need to know what is the connection between the inner world and the outer world. Our physical body has a deep, connection, deep, link with the minds. Then the physical body and the mind has a, have a, deep connection with the outer world. For example, in one village, let's say in one village, there are like 1,000 people living in the village. All the 1,000 people always be positive, live harmoniously, respect each other, care each other, not only care human being, care all sentient beings around the village. Then the village, the land, the environment naturally become very peace. Things grow well, the tree, the flower, the fruits, the field, they grow well. Then the weather always be, same. The winter is a cold weather, summer is a hot weather, the spring is a kind of medium weather. If the village has 1,000 people, all the 1,000 people are very negative person, always fighting each other, deceive each other, no respect each other, no respect in other cultural sentient being, then you can, when you enter the village, you can feel the negativities. Also, slowly you can see the village cannot grow, tree, fruits, flower cannot grow well. Then also the village, the weather become very, predictable. Therefore, the external samsara linked with the inner samsara linked with the minds. So again, in order to free from the two types of samsara, we must free from the root of samsara, which is ignorance, attachment, anger. If we are able to control anger, there's no hatred. Then there's no argument, no fighting, no killing. If we are able to control our attachment, desire, then there's no stealing, no deceiving, again, no killing, no sexual misconduct. Everything will be controlled. If we are able to meditate on selflessness, we will realize the actual truth nature of ignorance. Then the rest of the negative thoughts, whichever negative thoughts, cannot arise anymore because the root of the negative thoughts is fully controlled. Now the third practice, teaching taught by Buddha is the Bodhisattva path. Not only, the path not only for free from lower realms, free from samsara, the Bodhisattva path is for how to be Buddha. How to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, you can see the practice of the 10 virtuous actions, practice of compassion, tolerance, selflessness. Then practicing bodhicitta is a step. Most of us, we don't care, much about practicing 10 virtues. We very much care about, meditating emptiness. Also, many of us don't care much about meditating emptiness. We always cares about, generating bodhicitta. Means you neglect the first step. You try to move in the second step. You neglect first and second step. You're trying to move on the third step. So you cannot, even though you think I'm practicing Bodhisattva path. Yes, you are thinking, actually you are not practicing Bodhisattva paths. So today we start how to practice the Bodhisattva paths. Then certainly many people, Buddhist people become very excited. I want to be Buddha. Oh, what I to do? Oh, do accumulate merit. Visualize all the Buddha. Visualizing all the idams. Do this practice, that practice. Again, you are not having the proper foundation. You have a strong motivation, building huge building without foundation, with a weak based on the weak foundation. Without foundation, you cannot build a big building. With a weak foundation, if you try to build big building, the big building can collapse any times. Therefore, many of Buddhist people at the beginning, they are okay when they practice Dharma, and slowly they got very interested to practicing higher practices. Then finally they say, oh, I cannot, I want to give up practice Dharma. That means collapse the big building. Therefore, we have to move, step by step with the patient. Step by step, we really need patience. Every field, we need a patience. Working in the office, patience. Working in the restaurant, need patience. Living with your parents, need patience. Living with your husband and wife and children and relatives, co-worker, need patience. Patience doesn't mean you become kind of senseless. No, you can sense, you can hear, you can feel it, all the suffering. But you should not act negatively. You should not act negatively. You act positively. Not easy, but it is very, very, possible. Therefore, today we start, how to achieve, how to be Buddha. 3 practices. Simply 3 practices. Sentence number 174. This means chapter number 1 and sentence number 74. Thus observe the practice incessantly and abandon those contrary to them incessantly. What we do again here? Oh, morning is my morning, practice time. Morning you do some meditation, some recitation, chanting, for life, burn the joystick. Since evening, we think we no need to do Dharma practice. In between, we do so many nonsense things. We argue, we're fighting, we fight, we argue with someone, we deceive, we hurt each other. No, therefore, incessantly. Then abandon those contrary to them. So, in order to abandon the negative action, first we need to know all the positive action. Then the negative is always in a negative action. If you and world wish to attain unparalleled enlightenment, its roots are the artistic aspiration to enlightenment. Therefore, when we do research, we say, me and all sentient beings. We always say, me and all sentient beings. Therefore, if you and the world wish to attain unparalleled enlightenment, then it's simply say its roots are altruistic aspiration, which is bodhicitta, to enlightenment. Frame like the mirage of the mountain, then bodhicitta, we need to cultivate bodhicitta firmly. So it doesn't matter which condition, what condition come around us, which circumstances we live, we must think the Buddhist Chitta is always there, like a Mount Meru, cannot be moved. But all our practice are, I said, a piece of paper in the 4 junctions. Today, our practice is okay. Tomorrow, we can't. Yesterday, we could. We did good practice yesterday. Today, we cannot. Because we don't have the firmly, established. We cannot establish firmly all the practices. So how we can, have a firmly established bodhicitta? How we can have? Here, we always need to apply logics and reasoning. So last week, one of the French person came to see me. He had been practicing Dharma for many years. He read a lot of, had been reading a lot of books. For him, he didn't have any problem to understand emptiness. He doesn't have any problem to understand the dependent arising. He doesn't have any problem to understand the interconnectivity, the relativities. He fully understood, from the wisdom side, impermanence, changing momentarily. He fully understood. So he had been facing problem how to practice, how to generate compassion towards all sentient beings. He said, I can practice compassion towards my family and friends, not all sentient beings, not the person whom he doesn't like. He don't like. Right? And this point, then we need to apply logics. Generally, why we have a love and compassion towards our family? Why? Then we say, he or she is, my child. He or she is my uncle, auntie. We say, my uncle, auntie. Mainly we are saying, I must care them because we have a connection as a family. Then second, I ask, do you have a love and compassion towards your wife? He say, yes, I do. But your wife is not your relative. Then why you have a love and compassion towards your wife? Then here, the reason I think commonly people say, because we married. So we depend on each other. She must care me, I must care her. Is the reason. Then the same logic, same reason we must apply to rest of the sentient beings. Directly or indirectly, or this lifetime or previous life, we have a connection with all sentient beings. So in order to establish, the stable bodhicitta, stable compassion, here the logic is very, very important. But in another hand, you can say, I must practice, generate compassion for all sentient beings. Buddha said, Buddha say you must. You just fully, believe in Buddha, then you can practice love and compassion to all sentient beings. Even though you cannot generate compassion towards your enemy, also you can remember, I should not neglect my enemy. Buddha said, particularly practice love and compassion towards my enemy. Therefore, in order to establish the stable bodhicitta, we need to apply certain logic in reasoning. Bodhicitta is the main cause to achieve Buddhahood. Then again, in order to practice bodhicitta, then we need another factor, which is compassion. Here second said, compassion reaching to all quarters mean until now our compassion reached to certain people, certain animal, particularly the pit dog, like animals. Normally we don't have our compassion not reaching towards all sentient beings, all human beings. We're reaching only few people. This means we cannot generate the pure bodhicitta because our compassion not reaching towards all sentient beings, all human beings. Therefore, if you wish to be Buddha, you need to cultivate bodhicitta. You need to generate bodhicitta. If you are serious, about generating bodhicitta, then you have to be very serious about cultivating, generating compassion. Therefore, remember in the intermediate way, compassion is look like seeds at the beginning. Compassion is look like water in between, nurtures the sprout. Compassion is very important at the end, ripen the fruits. Therefore, we need to practice compassion before bodhicitta as a seeds. We need to practice compassion continuously while we are, cultivating bodhicitta. We need compassion even after we become a Buddha. Therefore, second, important cause is compassion. The last one, and wisdom not relying on duality. So he's talking from the wisdom side. Remember in the principle of three aspects. If you practice bodhicitta renunciation, without the wisdom, we cannot, free from the root of samsara, ignorance. Therefore, third factor, important factor is the wisdom, which is relies emptiness, or the wisdom not relying on duality. What does mean duality? Mean, not relying on one of the extreme, the absolutism and nihilism. So when we think about emptiness, we should not think the meaning of emptiness, nothingness. Nobody can actually say there's a nothing. Even though simple, like human being, he or she won't say there's nothing. Therefore, meaning of emptiness is not nothingness. The meaning of emptiness means everything's there, but not there as independent phenomena. Therefore, absolutism, independently existent, inherently existent, are similar. Therefore, when we think about emptiness, I said many times, we just simply, watch a flower. You look at the flower, then you need to analyze how the flower arising, how the flower is decaying, disappearing, because causes condition. Means surely the flower is not there without causes condition. Surely the flower is not there as an independent, it depends on many cause condition. Mean empty of independent existence. Therefore, middle way. Our mind always need to remain in the middle way. Not free from nothingness, free from the absolutism. Therefore, not rely on the duality. These three are the most important cause to achieve Buddhahood, to be Buddha. Then so when we achieve Buddhahood, when we become Buddha, then we can have the two kayas, right? Rupakaya and Dharmakaya. The Rupakaya means, the Rupakaya refer to the Buddha's body. How we can, have the Buddha body. Now, next, 176. O great king, listen to how your body will be adorned with the 32 signs of the great beings. In the past, many of the king has the almost similar, 32 signs. I'm not saying there's actually the 32 signs, similar sign they have. Through proper honoring of stupa, honorable beings, superior, and the elderly, you will become a universal monarch. Your glorious hands and the feet marked with the design of the will. Then when we think of, when we see the, when we read the book about all the 32 marks, one is the will marks on the hands and leg of the Buddha. How Buddha hands and leg, the feet has the marks of the will. The cause is simple here. Proper honoring of the stupas. If you have a stupa, statue, tanka, picture of any Buddha, we must have a pure respect. We must have proper, honor them. Not only that, the second one here, honorable beings, superior. We must have a pure, proper, respect to the Arya. Not only that, elderly. So also we are Buddhists. We wish to be Buddha. We wish to achieve, the Buddha's body, Rupakaya. Therefore, we must have a pure respect to all the holy objects, stupa, statue, tanka, books. Also, we must have pure respect to the Arya. Also, we must have a pure respect to the elderly people, whether you are relative or not. No matter, we must have a pure, daily respect to elderly people. Why we have to respect to the elderly people? So most of you are Singaporean. When you have free time, please visit the Fort Canning and visit the museum, underground museum. In the underground museum, they have a documentary how Singapore has a war with Japan. British in Japan, how many people lost their life? Finally, how Singapore, established as a good nation. We are, almost most of us, over 50 years old. We didn't put a lot of, effort to have establish the good nation. All the elderly people who are 80, 90, 100 years old, 70 years old, they really put a lot of effort to establish the country, to have the clean water, to have the proper facility, have a proper security. So we are enjoying in Singapore. So some of you are enjoying, in your nation, in your country. Everything we have, the good thing we have, the putting effort by elderly people. But we have one mistake, a serious mistake. We respect our guru, which is very good. We must respect. But we totally ignore the elderly people, sick people, other sentient beings. Remember what Shantideva said. Buddhas and sentient beings are equally full of the merit. Why you are neglecting sentient beings? We thought, practicing six perfection, we cannot be Buddha. In order to practice six perfections, we need sentient beings. We need suffering, being who has a lot of suffer. Then we can generate compassion. Then bodhicitta. Then we can be Buddha. So in order to become Buddha, we need to rely, we need those suffering beings. So we should not ignore that. We must have a respect as your guru. Glorious hands at the feet marked with the design of the wheel. O king, always maintain firmly what you have vowed about the practice. You will then become a bodhisattva with the feet that are very level. Here says, O king, always maintain firmly what you have vowed. Here you can, say your name. For example, I'm Yonten. O Yonten, always maintain firmly what you have vowed about the practice. Then you will then become a bodhisattva. Right? So we have a lot of vows for practice the Dharma. You should not just have only vows. So we must practice the Dharma according to our commitments. Okay, the next we will discuss about how to accumulating merit, the easy way. Okay, so now we can have a Q&A. Please feel free to ask questions. Feel free to have suggestions. Please. Hello, any question? Now we have 46 Dharma friends. We must have like 4 or 5 questions. What you have vow about you will then become. Okay. No question?
So far, no question yet.
Yeah. Okay. So also, sometimes our thought is a very limitation. Also, our side has a very limitation. So right now, most of us, over 50, 56, 57, maybe 60, 70 years old. So when we walk around the, like a street in the market, sometimes we can feel, we cannot walk well. we feel, we need help from someone. Imagine then, slowly, we cannot really walk properly. That moment, if somebody, give you a hands, somebody give you a support, helping, how, you really appreciate to the person, how, grateful you will have. You feel, I'm so lucky, I'm so happy this person helped me to, bring things to the home. That person helped me to walking with me on the step. He or she give me a hand. So same way, when we see the elderly people, who has a problem, if we give little time to help them, they feel so grateful for you. Also, you don't have a motivation to accumulate merit. The small support given to the elderly people, suffering people, sick people, you're going to accumulate, great amounts of merit. Better merit you can accumulate, than the offering laddu to the Buddha. So also, in order to, accumulate merit, when we see, so we act. Without seeing, without hearing, so most of us, we don't do, good things for others. Therefore, we had seen, if we don't see, we need to remember, in order to survive for just one day, anywhere, like Asia, Europe, Africa, any parts of the world, in order to live, in order to survive one day, all human beings give us contribution. All sentient beings, all humans, just in order to survive one day. So we have been surviving for 50, 60, 70 years old. So how many, beneficial, we receive from others. Please, we don't forget, others. And sometimes when we, so let's say you're a Buddhist, or you follow the Mayan teaching, you practice compassion, then your friends say, oh, you are practicing compassion, no good, it doesn't bring anything for you. Many people take advantage, though you become compassionate. Your friend, discourage you to practice Dharma, make discouragement to follow the Mahayan, particularly, discourage you to practice great compassion. This is what we consider, according to a Buddha teaching, we say, devil or evil friends. Therefore, when we make a friend, make sure he or she, no need to be physically beautiful, no need to be rich. Make sure the friends always, encourage you, make encouragement to study, to practice Dharma, be a good person, be a happy person, be a flexible person. Right? Therefore, it is so important to remember, kindness of all sentient beings, particularly all human beings. So this I want to say, if there's no question, then we can stop our class here. No question, right?
That's
Geshe, there are
question.
3 questions.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Yes, Sonam, go ahead.
Yeah, the first question. Can Geshe help to explain if and how individuals who are willing to practice Mahayana have to take Bodhisattva vows? Is there any ceremony required, or the continuous practice of compassion is sufficient?
Generally, I think you need to know the steps. There's a 2 kinds of, confessional bodhicitta. as a beginner, first few months, you extensively practice compassion. First few months, practice compassion intensively. Don't think bodhicitta, don't think anything else, just practice compassion. When you accomplish the great compassion, the second immediately you have the altruistic minds. Because your mind is fully moved by great compassion, then you say, you will think, you will say, I will free all sentient beings from suffering. I will bring all sentient beings into the enlightened state. You will say. When you have altruistic mind, then immediately you will think, I must be Buddha. I have to be Buddha. Then I can free all sentient beings from suffering. I can bring all sentient beings to enlightened state. Then when you have a bodhicitta, then the next step you need to think, how I can be Buddha, only practicing bodhicitta? No, I need to practice the 6 perfections and all the bodhisattvas, bodhisattvas practices. That time you need to think, yes, I have a great compassion, I have an altruistic mind, I have a bodhicitta. Now, can I practice the 6 perfection or not? Then you are sure, yes, I can practice the 6 perfection, include all the bodhisattva practices. Then you must take a vows. I'm not just wishing to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I'm going to make a commitments. I'm going to take vows to practice all the bodhisattva paths until become Buddha. At the beginning, we should not take a vows. Just practice great compassion, achieve the altruistic mind, then bodhicitta, then think about to practice or not the 6 perfections, then have a vows. This is the how you must take the vows. Therefore, there's 2 kinds of confession of bodhicitta. One is the aspirational bodhicitta. Aspirational bodhicitta means you have a strong aspiration to be Buddha. The second is the engaging bodhicitta. Right? The example here is wish to go and actually going. So you wish to go somewhere, still you have a strong motivation. You want to go, but you haven't moved. So actually when you are moving there, you are really leaving this place, moving towards other, means you are engaging into bodhisattva paths. Then you must take a vows. So bodhisattva vows and the tantrayana vow is something very good for us. Before you take a vows, you can read what are the commitments, what are the root vows, what are the branches vows. It's same as tantrayana. In the Pratimokkha vows, before you taking the vows, you're not supposed to know what are they. Therefore, first you read all the vows, commitments, or samaya, then you think, yes, I can, then take a vows. Thank you. Next question.
Next question is, Ishila, why meditation is able to generate positive mind?
This one, I think we can tell based on our daily experience. We no need any meditation, to generate anger, attachment, desire, hatred, ego, pride. Everything, arise, automatically, instantly, instantly arising all the anger, attachment, sort of thing. Same way, compassion also arises, instantly. When you compare the positive and negative mind, which one is easy to arise? Of course, we can feel all the negative thought arise very easily with a simple condition. For example, somebody say, "Oh, you're a very ugly person." Whoa, you get angry. Oh, your face is very ugly. Oh, anger. With a simple cause, arise anger so strongly. Can compassion arise so strongly with a simple condition? Cannot. First, this. Second, in order to continuously generate compassion, kindness, our mind really have to familiarize constantly. Then one day, your compassion can arise instantly, continuously, so strongly with a simple condition. Therefore, meditation means, you're training your mind how to generate compassion continuously, how to generate compassion so strongly, limitlessly. Therefore, you need methods. You need a training. Therefore, meditation is the training how to generate continuously, how to generate so strongly, how to generate limitlessly. Therefore, we need meditations. Otherwise, compassion arises, short time, then disappear. Cannot arise continuously. Therefore, the negative thoughts we have since childhood is arise so strongly, continuously, many years, many months. Compassion arises sometime, not always. Short time, they cannot. Also, compassion, kindness arise with the strong kind of condition, not with the simple condition. The negative thoughts arise with the simple condition. Therefore, we need meditation. Means we feel we have a two kinds of mind. I'm not saying at the beginning positive, negative. We can feel we have a two kinds of mind mainly. One mind arises. We feel happy. We feel peace. Also, other people feel happiness. Other people feel peace when that one thought arises. Another thought arises. We feel disturbed. We feel annoying. Also, the people who live around you, they also feel annoying, unrest. Then we name negative and positive. Which one we need more? Of course, positive, because we want happiness. If you need more positive thought, then you need a methods. Means how to generate, how to continuously generate. Therefore, meditation. Okay, next question.
Geshe La, is equanimity equals to middle path?
Equanimity
equals to middle path.
Oh, no. Middle path, we are talking about our view, how we should view on the phenomena. Any phenomena, positive, negative, good and bad. That means the middle way means we need to learn, we need to know how we should look at the phenomena. Any phenomena. We're talking about the view. Equanimity, remember, I wish all sentient beings about equanimity, which is free from aversion towards enemy, free from attachment towards dear and near one. This means equanimity. So until now, our mind is very biased. So we have a strong attachment, strong love towards our dear and near one, towards our friends. We have a very sense of hatred and anger towards our enemy. So our mind is not not equal. Next, we need to look equally. I wish all my friends always be successful, always be happy, always receive whatever they wish. Same thoughts we must have towards our enemy. That means equanimity is how you have the thoughts equal, equal looking towards your dear and near one and your enemy. These are two different meanings. Any question?
Yes, 3 more questions, Geshe. This question is about self-healing meditation.
Self-healing or heat like warming?
No,
What?
Healing, self-healing.
Self-healing.
Yeah, self-healing meditation. This person joined the meditation and she's able to move herself and can draw kind of mudra using her hand. So shall she continue on this type of meditation?
Are you talking about self-healing, kind of healing your anger and attachment, or you're talking about healing your health problem? Which healing you are talking?
Would perform.
Yeah,
Geshe, it is a self-healing meditation is for more to the head.
Please continue.
It's more to the head meditation. So it teaches us like to take the breath, and then after that, to focus on our breath, and then after that, I think that there is I don't know how to explain it, but we can move ourselves. It's kind of like drawing something, but we still know. Maybe in Chinese they call it 真气.
真气. I think yes. Heal yourself, is it? Heal yourself.
Yeah. It's to heal ourselves.
Yeah.
So because of like this kind of thing happen, so we feel a little bit of like a kind of afraid, or shall we continue or shall we stop this kind of meditation?
This one I at the moment I cannot say you continue, you stop, because I really don't understand. I don't have a proper understanding about your healing, self-healing. Self-healing. There's a generally two concept, like a practice stuff. The physical self-healing, maybe you are feeling, certain physical problems that you can heal yourself. You don't need to go see doctor. You don't need to, take the medicine. There's a way you can heal yourself. You can heal your body yourself. Number one. Number two, you are facing particular kind of emotional problem. A sudden kind of emotional problem, you can heal yourself. So this one I cannot say you can continue, you can stop, because I really don't know the practice in proper way. But the most important, if the practice is against with your daily dharma practice, then you should know. The practice is still can practice with your daily dharma practice, then still you can continue. But this day, we have so many different teachers, different center, different yoga. We really don't know what they are teaching, so we just follow them. And at the end, many people has so many problems. You have to be, everybody have to be very careful what kind of practice we are doing. The practice coming from where? The practice is benefit for short time, maybe long term harmful. We never know. So I need to know more than I can say continue, I can say stop. So this one I need to see you one day. Thank you. Next question.
Okay, Geshe, thank you very much. Thank you.
The next question is, how do we change our negative or anger mind to positive mind and generate loving kindness or compassion towards a person that has done non-virtues?
How you can have a kind of hatred and anger the person who have done the non-virtues? How you can have? First, of course, you feel disappointment. Who is asking question? I asking you question back. How you can have anger and hatred towards the person who did the non-virtuous thing? Instead of having anger and hatred, you must have a compassion. The person who have done the non-virtuous thing. For example, one of your relative, mistakenly, eat poison food. That moment, are you going to get angry with your relatives, or you will sincerely care your relatives? Because there's no point to be angry with your relative who eating the poison food. You think I must care, I must heal, free the person from the sickness. Same way, one of your families or relatives or friends or neighbors who have done a lot of negative things, negative actions, instead of getting angry and hated, you must care the person. If there's a chance, you must talk with the person to stop engaging into negative action. Generally, having anger, hatred to someone is totally useless. First, it's very harmful for you. You are angry with the person, but the person is enjoying with the negative actions. Therefore, first, it's very harmful for you. If you have a very strong hatred to the person, the strong hatred can be caused to destroy your own peace of mind. Generally, everybody first should not get angry. If you get angry, you need to know how to let it go quickly. You should not have a sense of hatred. Hatred is very, very bad minds. Okay, next question. Is that maybe the last question?
Yes, this will be the last question. Yeshua, before we even think about applying the sixth perfection, if you have wrong attitude, for example, negativity, despair, can Geshe give some guidance on how to overcome negative attitudes? What are the good steps to take?
Negative attitudes, generally, all sentient beings have negative attitudes, positive attitudes. Every sentient being has more or less. It is the different. Before you stop having negative attitudes, again, you need to think the consequence of negative attitude is a good or bad. The consequence of negative attitude is a benefit for you or benefit for others. When you analyze the consequence, the effect of the negative attitudes, if you know the result is very bad, it's very bad for other, bad for me, harm for other, harm for me, then immediately you think it's not good idea to have a negative attitudes. Also, we can see, everybody have been seeing one of your friends or relatives has a very negative attitudes. You always act positively, the person act negatively. Everything negative. That moment, can you really appreciate the person's life? Will you wish to be like this person? Right? Yes, then you know, I don't want to be like him or her, because he or she has a lot of negative attitude, always negative attitude. We can see some people, everything is take as a negative. Therefore, you need to think the consequence of the negative attitude is good or bad. Good or bad is very bad, then you need to stop. Think about the consequence of negative attitude. Also, think about the consequence of the positive attitudes. Right? Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, to attend the Sunday class and enjoy the Sunday and be safe, because the COVID is still around us. You should not neglect, wearing your mask and washing your hands, keeping the social distancing. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we do the short dedications. So I chant in Tibetan. So now it's quite long, so I do in Tibetan. It's okay. So whatever merit we have accumulated this morning, the first we dedicate the merit for achieving Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. In order to achieve Buddhahood, we need to practice bodhicitta, great compassion, the wisdom which is free from the true extreme. Therefore, all our merit we have accumulated to dedicate to able to practice bodhicitta, great compassion, the wisdom which realizes emptiness. Next, we dedicate the merit for world peace, particularly between Russia and Ukraine. Also, this day, the whole world is really looks very uncertain. So, all merit we have accumulated to dedicate for, world peace, peace with each of the countries. Last, we dedicate all the merit to benefit all sentient beings, particularly our relatives, friend, neighbor who pass away. Chanjo Zanjo Rimboje, Maya Bonam Jigu, Yewa Nyamba Meba Yang Gone Gondo Bewa. Chanjo Zanjo Rimboje, Maya Bonam Jigu, Yewa Nyamba Meba Yang Gone Gondo Bewa. Jida Yambe Yagan Tamje, Mine Chune Zase Zade So Madro Moge Guba Bunji. Thank you. Have a happy Sunday. Thank you.